Spectrum Printing's been around for 30 years, and George Stewart has been the owner the whole time. We have always had to respond to our customers' needs. So years ago, we started off with small litho equipment, and we grew into a full four-color shop, responding to, again, to what the customers wanted us to do. And we stayed that way for about 20 years, and that's when we started our foray into the digital world. We were one of the first ones in the state of Arizona to have an Indigo press. And shortly after we got that, we became believers in being able to do short run, fast turnaround work for our customers. That work has grown quite a bit. We then had to look for a toner-based device and decided to go with the Konica 1100 to keep our quality level up. It was important to us to keep our reputation high and our printing quality high. That forced us again then to buy more print engines, and that's what led us to G7 today, where we have so many devices that can output printing that we felt we needed to get a good grasp of our color gamut. We contacted Jeff at Konica Minolta, and he explained to us that the process that would take in order to get G7 certified. There were a couple of meetings with the ID Alliance people as well as Jeff, and he gave me a lot of indications as to what was going to be necessary to be done ahead of time. So we spent a lot of time reading the documentation, making sure our presses were dialed in, making sure that we had good roller pressures and that our blankets were changed. We made sure that our proofers were dialed in the best that we could do. We were already a shop that was printing to Grackle standards, but we never really measured it, and we never really kept a month-to-month or week-to-week track of it. So I think because we were close to the gamut, this was an easier process. It wasn't a tremendously difficult thing to get started. And when Jeff came here, I felt like we had done our homework and we had made his job somewhat easier. Well, with all the different output devices we had, we've got a lot of skilled operators on the team that were able to walk up to any of the digital devices to output a job. But we wanted one less thing to think about. We wanted to know that if we calibrated our equipment properly, it was going to save time and money by knowing that the first sheet came out the way it was supposed to look. Whether it was your 185 red for your company's logo, or if it was Reflex blue, it was truly going to look Reflex, or the best possible representation of the color built with CMYK. So that's really what inspired us to do it, to save money, to make the first sheet good, to cut down on waste, and to make it easier for the operators. Well, this was an example that we just ran into last week. We had a client come to us and say, this is what our printer gave us for color consistency on all our products. The first question was, can you do better than this, and can you make sure that all our brochures look alike? Well, we took that to heart right away because that was a perfect test of exactly what we had gone through the last couple of weeks. This is an example of what we gave the customer as press proofs. We were real busy that day. We had to do 2 of these brochures on one of the Konica machines and these 2 on another Konica machine. This is how consistent it was, and when the customer saw this, I think they were finally relieved that they had found their printer.